pipes in series, pipes in parallel. So here we have number of pipes connected in series. Say in the figure we have 4 different portions of the pipe indicated, and 4 different portions have different length and different diameters. First portion 1, length L1, diameter D1. Second portion length L2, diameter D2. And the third portion L3 and diameter D3. So similarly, the fourth portion, the length is L4 and the diameter D4. So you can have any number of pipes or a different more number of portions connected like this. And this arrangement is called pipes in series. And this is also called a compound pipe. So when you have such compound pipe, practically this type of arrangement is used in many places where the diameter has to be changed from one to the other as per the requirement. So in series, this particular arrangement is called compound pipe. So when you have a liquid flowing through the pipeline, the different portions let the discharge be Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, etc. But when the pipes are connected in series, all these discharge values Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 will be equal. In other words, the same volume flow rate that prevails through or that flows through the entire pipe in all portions, the same discharge will continue to flow. So Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 are equal, and let's say that is equal to Q. And now regarding the head loss due to friction, that is, it is just like the resistances connected in series. So the flow resistances or the head loss due to friction, so will be added up. So the total head loss due to friction in this compound pipe, when the pipes are connected in series, will be equal to the sum of the head loss due to friction in the individual portions. So HF1, that is the head loss due to friction in the first pipe. Frictional head loss in the second pipe is HF2, HF3 in the third pipe, HF4 in the fourth pipe, and so on. HF1, HF2, HF3, HF4, if you add them together, so you will get total frictional head loss in this case. So these are the two important ideas you have to keep in mind whenever you deal with the pipes or combination of pipes in series. The same discharge will be there in all the portions, the entire pipe, and HF1, HF2, HF3, HF4 plus etc. the head loss due to friction. So you have to add them up in order to get the total frictional head loss. Okay, so these are numbered as equation number 1 and 2. And the other equation which we use for numerical calculations is the equation for the discharge, one dimensional steady incompressible flow. We can have Q is equal to A1 V1, which is equal to A2 V2, that is equal to A3 V3, and that is equal to A4 V4, and so on. See, Q1 is A1 V1, Q2 is A2 V2, and Q3 is A3 V3, and Q4 A4 V4. Since the discharge values are same, so the same Q can be equated to A1 V1, which is equal to A2 V2, that is equal to A3 V3, and that is equal to A4 V4. Remember, V1, V2, V3, and V4 are the average velocities of flow in each of these portions. Of course, since area of cross section of different pipes are different, since the diameters are different, definitely the velocity also will be different. Area into velocity must be a constant in this case. So HF1, HF2, HF3, HF4 can be found out by Darcy's Darcy-Weisbach equation, or it is popularly known as Darcy's formula. HF1 is 4 F L1 V1 square by 2G D1, and correspondingly you can write HF2, HF3, HF4, etc. If the pipes are made up of same material, then the coefficient of friction will be same. So with that assumption, here I have written F coefficient of friction for all the portions denoted by F only. Okay, so if they are made up of different materials, then you can have different F1, F2, F3, F4, etc. Okay, so this is about pipes in series or compound pipe, combination of pipes in series, and we have to consider a concept called equivalent pipe for the analysis purpose, and the diameter of such a pipe is called equivalent diameter, and the length of such an equivalent pipe is called equivalent diameter. So we'll come to that after discussing pipes in parallel. So this is such an arrangement, pipes in parallel. See, the when flow takes place through this pipe, there is a branching. In fact, two branches are there. There can be any number of branches. So whenever you have this kind of branches in pipeline, and then finally that all those branches are taken to a common one, then this kind of arrangement is called a parallel combination. So pipes in parallel. And what is the peculiar nature of this parallel combination? So that we will discuss. Suppose you have these two branches. And the discharge Q now will be split into two, since here we have two branches, Q1 and Q2. So important thing, earlier case series combination, what we said is the discharge through all the portions will remain the same, irrespective of the area and the diameter. I mean area, the length and the average velocity, the discharge will be same. But in this case, the discharge that is fed to the common pipeline before branching, that is Q, and after branching into parallel lines, so you can have Q1 and Q2, two branches here. There can be any number of branches. So here, for the simplicity, I have considered only two. So Q1 and Q2. Obviously, Q1 plus Q2, since the discharge is getting divided, or pipeline is getting divided into branches, the discharge also will be getting divided. Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2. So Q for the common pipe, you can write A into V, and Q1 will be A1 and area of cross section of the first pipe, first branch pipe, and the velocity, average velocity of flow in the first pipe, first branch, parallel branch. Okay. Then similarly, A2 V2, that will be Q2. So you can make use of these equations. But important thing is the discharge is getting split, right? Like this. But what about the frictional head loss? That's the most important point and very relevant from practical point of view. See, in this case, just like in the resistance, electrical resistance network, when they are connected in parallel, so what will be the equivalent effective resistance? See, in series, what we said is the resistances will be added up. That is HF total head loss due to friction, that will be equal to HF1 plus HF2 plus HF3 plus HF4 and so on in series combination. Whereas in parallel combination, the head loss, what will happen to the head loss? Resistances in parallel, then the effective equivalent resistance will be equal to what? If it is R1 and R2 are the resistances, normally we say the effective resistance R is given by 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So if you do that, the effective resistance will be less than the individual resistances R1 and R2. ആദ്യത്തെ കേസിൽ സീരീസ് ആകുമ്പം എല്ലാ റെസിസ്റ്റൻസും കൂടെ ആഡഡ് അപ്പ് ആവും. ഇവിടെ ആണെങ്കിൽ റെസിപ്രോക്കൽ റിലേഷൻഷിപ്പ് ആണ്. പക്ഷേ ഇവിടെ ഇമ്പോർട്ടന്റ് ആയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ നോക്കേണ്ട കാര്യം ഈ കേസിൽ വാട്ടർ ഫ്ലോയുടെ കേസിൽ HF parallel in when they are connected in parallel, your HF1, see, they must be same. So the effective resistance of HF, so HF, what you can say is HF is HF minimum in this case, HF minimum. And this is a very important point, because this is applied, this fact is applied in parallel branching or of piping. In piping sectors, whenever you have to do some parallel branching, effectively you are reducing the frictional head loss. Before proceeding further to the equivalent pipe, the concept of equivalent pipe and equivalent length, equivalent diameter, etc. Let me tell you the Darcy's equation in terms of discharge. The common form which we know is HF is equal to 4FL V square by 2GD. See, this is the equation where F is Darcy's coefficient of friction, L is the length of the pipe, V is the average velocity of flow through the pipeline, G is the gravitational acceleration, D is the diameter of the pipe. Now what I want to do is I want to introduce the discharge into this equation. So how we can introduce discharge? See, velocity into area into average velocity of flow will be equal to the discharge. Area of cross section of the pipe multiplied by average velocity of flow, A into V, that is equal to the discharge. So V is equal to Q divided by A. Then what is A? We are talking about circular pipes. Circular pipe area in terms of diameter is pi by 4 d square. So V is equal to Q divided by area. Area is pi by 4 d square. And if you regularize this expression, then the 4 will go to the numerator. So we'll get V is equal to V in terms of average velocity of flow through the pipeline, in terms of the discharge and the diameter is given by 4Q divided by pi d square. You substitute this relation here, 4FL V square by 2GD, you replace this velocity by this expression. What is that? 4Q by pi d square. See, that I have done over here. So 4FL by 2GD, then into V square. Instead of V, now I have substituted 4Q divided by pi d square. But remember, velocity square is there. So 4Q by pi d square, and that expression has to be squared. Okay, when you square it, it will become 4 will become 16 and Q square. So 16Q square divided by pi square d raised to 4. and you multiply that with the term in the front. So 4FL by 2GD. So what will happen? See, that is written over here. So 16 into 4, and 4 and 2 can be cancelled for this time. And normally we will not do that in Darcy's equation, 4FL V square by 2GD. But in this case, 4 and 2 can be cancelled. You will get 2. Then 2 multiplied by the 16, that will become 32. See here, 32. Then pi, it will become pi square. Then G is there in the front. And then I just separate the diameter now. See, diameter outside there was a D, and now inside you have D square whole square. So it will become D raised to 4. So D raised to 4 into D in the denominator, that will become D raised to 5. So therefore, HF is equal to 32 divided by pi square G multiplied by FLQ square, FLQ square by D raised to 5. This 32 divided by pi, so you know that it is 3.1416, etc. That you substitute pi square. Okay, that value square you must take, and then gravitational acceleration 9.81 in SI unit, meter per second square. So if you multiply that, you will get a value 32 by 9.81 pi square, you will get 0.3305. And this is roughly equal to, approximately equal to 1 by 3 actually. So now we are going to substitute this numerical part in the front, the constants over here. That numerical value is approximately 1 by 3. So HF can be written as in a very simple form using the discharge diameter, length, and coefficient of friction, Darcy's coefficient of friction, as this, as like this, 1 by 3 FLQ square divided by what? D raised to 5. So you can write in short, you can write like this: HF is equal to FLQ square approximately. Remember, it is approximately equal to, because we made an approximation here in manipulating these constants. So FLQ square divided by 3D raised to 5. So this is the equation for HF. Okay, where F is the Darcy's coefficient of friction. This is also very useful in doing certain problems because the discharge is directly available in the equation. But whenever you require velocity, you cannot do that. Okay, figure 1. See, when you are asked to give an explanation of equivalent pipe and equivalent diameter, then you have to draw this. Essentially, you have to draw this diagram, the pipes in series. So you can have 4 or different portions, 4 or 5 different portions of the pipe having different length, different diameter, different velocity, and the discharge flowing through each of these will be the same since they are connected in series, and the head loss will be added up. So we have already studied. This is all about the pipes in series, and this is, that arrangement is actually called compound pipe. Okay, so now we'll come to this again. So consider the same figure. So I didn't draw the figure again. So we'll make use of that diagram. So even in examinations, please don't forget to give or forget to draw the line sketches. Okay, pipes in series combination, that is referred to as compound pipe. So now we have different portions. That the length, the total length of the compound pipe is L1 plus L2 plus L3 plus L4 plus etc. And the length, the different portions L1, L2, L3, L4. Diameters D1, D2, D3, D4. Head loss due to friction in different portions HF1, HF2, HF3, HF4, etc. And discharge through each of the portion Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, etc. But we know that in series they are going to be equal. For loss of head analysis and all, usually the piping engineers do this. So if you have a complex pipeline, then that can be converted into an equivalent pipe. Converted equivalent pipe of same of a common diameter, one diameter. Okay, so let me draw like this. Equivalent pipe means the given compound pipe, you know, having different portions. I'm not drawing it again. The same diagram. So here this is you have the diameter D is equal to D equivalent. Yeah, I'll write EQ. EQ means what? Equivalent. And the length of this pipe L is equal to L equivalent. And here the HF, the loss of head due to friction, HF equivalent. So HF equivalent. So that is in fact the sum of the individual head loss due to friction. What is that? HF1 of the different portions in the compound pipe. HF1, HF2, HF3 plus HF4 and so on. This is the concept of equivalent pipe. For analysis, the piping engineers, they do this process. So the given compound pipes in series can be converted into an equivalent pipe of a certain diameter and length, such that the head loss due to friction in the equivalent pipe will be equal to the head loss due to friction, the total head loss due to friction in the compound pipe. So how do you find out that? So that will be the sum of all the head losses in various portions. So HF in the equivalent pipe will be what? HF1 plus HF2 plus HF3 plus HF4 and so on. We are going to obtain an expression for the equivalent length and this one. So this is this HF means what? HF of HF equivalent. So HF equivalent will be equal to the total HF of the compound pipe. So HF compound pipe, that is the sum of the individual head losses in the individual portions. So like this. So now what I do is this HF equivalent. So let me write HF itself. That is equal to this one, HF equivalent. I am writing as HF, and that is equal to what is HF1? HF1 in terms of, see, that's why we try to obtain an expression in terms of discharge. So we will use that expression in terms of discharge. We will use. Okay. So HF you can write as what? FL Q square divided by 3 times diameter raised to 5. See the one equation we obtained previously in terms of HF in terms of discharge and diameter and length. Then HF1 will be what? HF1 will be in the compound pipe, the first portion. What is that? FL1. Say for time being, you write Q1 square. You know that later on Q1 is equal to Q2 is equal to Q3 and so on. So, but for time being, write FL1 Q1 square divided by 3 times diameter D1 raised to 5. Okay, and so on. So what I'm going to write is HF is equal to HF. So I'm going to replace it now. HF is equal to HF1. HF1 what? FL1 Q1 square divided by 3 times D1 raised to 5. Then plus HF2. What is that? L2 Q2 square divided by 3 times diameter D2 raised to 5. And then similarly, F L3 into Q3 square divided by 3 times diameter D3 raised to 5 and so on and so on. Okay. So like this. So using the head loss due to friction equation, Darcy's equation in terms of discharge, you can write like this. HF is equal to F L equivalent pipe. So that is L, FL, then Q equivalent pipe discharge, FLQ square divided by 3D raised to 5. That is, so you replace HF by this expression, that is equal to all the other terms. Or what is all the other terms? I'll write it again. FL1 Q1 square divided by 3D1 raised to 5 plus FL2 Q2 square divided by 3D2 raised to 5, then plus FL3 Q3 square divided by 3D3 raised to 5 and so on. We know that Q1 is equal to Q2 is equal to Q3 is equal to Q4 and so on. So all this is equal to say Q. Say Q. Q undang replace here. Okay. An equivalent discharge. Okay. So FL equivalent in the sense same discharge. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, etc. all are same. So what do we do? FL Q square divided by 3 times diameter raised to 5 and that is equal to here on the right hand side now. Right hand side. So what is common now? To replace Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 by the letter Q. So that on the right hand side I can have common F into Q square divided by 3. That much is common in all the terms. So what you can write ultimately. So within bracket, so F Q square by 3. Earlier F and 3 were common in all the terms on the right hand side. Now we have the discharge also is common because Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, each of the discharge in different portions is same as the original one. So F Q square divided by what is in the bracket? L1 by D1 raised to 5 plus L2 divided by D2 raised to 5 plus L3 divided by D3 raised to 5 plus L4 divided by D4 raised to 5. See this and so on. So you are dividing throughout by F Q square over 3. So what remains is you have left hand side L by D raised to 5. And that on the right hand side F Q square by 3 outside the bracket, that is cancelled. And now L1 by D1 raised to 5 plus L2 by D2 raised to 5 plus L3 by D3 raised to 5 plus L4 by D4 raised to 5 plus etc. And D is equal to equivalent diameter. Equivalent diameter. And these are the length and diameters of what? Of equivalent pipe. Equivalent pipe. So for the analysis purpose, to ascertain the head losses and all, so we convert the given series combination of pipes, which is a complex one, into an equivalent pipe of length L and diameter D. And they are related to the length and diameters of the compound pipe by this relation. If you choose an equivalent length, you can find out equivalent diameter. One of these you have to choose because we have only one equation that deals with both.